tonight's episode of DoGsCast. We are back from our 1-week break. We are back for episode 46 of DoGsCast. As always, we're going to be taking a few moments to send our links out, do some retweeting and promoting so that people know that we are live. And Jer is pulling up that funny music. There we go. Alright, we're gonna give people a few to file in here. Gonna pull up the stream myself, do some tweeting, and give us, like, probably 10 minutes before we get into session. Alright, how's everyone doing? It's been a week.
Brain rot.
Yeah, I feel like we're all kind of in some form of brain rot at the moment. I love to see it. It's DoGsCast Monday, unless it isn't. It sure is. That's the only thing we do anymore.
Very specifically DoGsCast Monday.
What is it? Your mic is doing the funny thing, Lynn.
Piss monkey doodle bears.
You're good now.
Good.
I'm a fucking riot.
Alright. Well, bit to come in. Thank you for being patient with us while we had the week off. We just needed a bit of a break, bit of a breather. But we're back in for tonight, and we're just gonna do some. I'm gonna
do some eating of some schmeating.
No, actually. Sure that.
Listen, if it.
Make sure that Pat Fusty does his job. It's been a while since he's done his job. See?
Listen, if I don't say the words, then Twitch can't get us in trouble. But I can imply.
I think it's when it's in the first minute is when it's like, no. But I think we're good now. Is anyone in chat yet? No?
Not that I.
Hello? Spoil it?
Spoil
If
it?
I summon the spoil it?
You fucking come to my good Christian church and you fucking spoil it.
Spoil it? Pat Fusty, right on the ball. Thank the Lord. Yeah. Good Christian spoilet. Spoiletti.
Scoily.
Squealy.
Oh man. What else do I have? Yeah, Pat Fusty. Yes.
You're welcome.
Very cool.
How are we all doing? I'm a little tired, but it's gonna be okay. Hi, Nick. How are you?
I've got a spoon.
Yeah. Why did you want spoons from Dollar Tree?
Because my work is out of spoon.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why didn't you want spoons?
Sorry to hear that.
Remind me to steal them from Marie.
Okay. Hi, Quartz. How are you?
Quartz, my beloved.
I see some people starting to file in now. How you guys doing? It's been a week. Thank you for being patient. We just needed a week to recuperate, and make sure we had all of our ducks in a row. But we're back for tonight. Revive Lucio.
This is why I need a spoon. So I
Don't
can
put that
scoop
back.
out the keys.
Put that
on the
back.
keyboard.
No. No. Put that back.
It's only Monday.
Lucio, what letter should I scoop next?
You.
You?
Scoop.
You.
You was a little harder to scoop. Hold on, I gotta get real in there. Alright,
Can you please not do this?
What are you scooping?
the keyboard.
The keyboard keys. Actually.
Are you gonna break it?
No.
Yes.
Bro, I swear to God, if you ruin this keyboard and you come complaining to me, I need a new keyboard, I am not buying you.
I got you. There you go,
not
Lucio.
buying you a new keyboard.
Lucio, it's oven break, right?
Yeah, that's the original.
Now, let's hope I remember where these go.
Yeah, the topics of discussion tonight have been, Cookie Run, Scoilet, and what was the other thing? CrossFit.
But no, the Spanish Inquisition exercises.
Right.
too.
That makes sense.
They bounce you around like it's the Spanish Inquisition.
They
I don't
look
know.
so indecent.
Oh, the Twitch is being funky. Why is Twitch?
The Twitch can sunky my donkey.
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
Real
Bro,
shit.
you're gonna put those keys back in wrong. I know for a fact. And you're gonna be typing shit wrong. And it's gonna be awesome.
Tune out to play Fire Emblem and start paying attention just in time to hear CrossFit. That wasn't even the worst thing we said.
You missed
Anyway,
Scoilet.
which Fire Emblem
Quartz,
we
have you heard
playing?
about the Scoilet?
wait, wait.
Court, what Fire Emblem are you playing?
That's the result of me removing my keys.
The fuck?
Why is it
Daily.
every time I try to download Cookie Run, it doesn't work? You tit monkey.
Thank
Hey all,
you.
Scott here.
I'm sorry, what?
The name. Tyler's name on. I think I'm assuming that's.
Yeah.
Listen, you said Scott here, and I fucking activated it.
Hey all,
Okay.
Matt Pat here.
Need a sip of Wawa?
It's like fucking Scott the Waz. Listen, I don't make the rules, okay?
I do not control the rate at which the lobsters die.
I do not control the rate at which the Scott.
Oh.
God, I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah. All right. Do we want to get into our introductions and then do our recap? Is there anything else we need to talk about? Yeah. Thank you for being patient during our week off. I might as well say it now. We did a little giveaway on the Cavian Studios Twitter, and I want to congratulate Simon, Nick, Azriel, and Sprightly for being the winners of that. So congratulations to them. I've already contacted them, but they won our little giveaway, which is cool. So thank you guys for entering that. And keep your eyes open for more stuff. As it's gonna come in a bit, they're just talking about it. Okay, that's fine. No worries. People are welcome to lurk. But we appreciate it anyway. Thank you guys for being here. And with that, I think we can get into our introductions.
Hi, my name is Jer. I'm the DM. My pronouns are they, them. And I said that out of order. I finished.
You're fine.
My pronouns are they, them. Did I say that? Yeah,
Yes.
whatever.
Hello, my name is Jasper. I use he, him pronouns, and tonight I'm going to be playing Callisto Polaris and Baird Stormcaller.
Oh, it's my turn. Hello, my name is Lynn. My pronouns are they, them, and I, fucking shit, my brain turned off. And tonight I'm gonna be playing, Genevieve Amberstone and Cece Barnes, and, fuck Deltarune 2. Cookie Run is where it's at.
The banana.
My name's Lucio. My pronouns are he, they. I'll be playing Toraleth. Rest in peace, Talonsa.
Hey all, Tyler here. My pronouns are he, him, and tonight I'm playing Scrungus and Wood.
And Lynn, are you good to give us a little bit of a recap?
I can fucking try. Alright, let me fucking get into this swingy shit. And clear my throat because it is full of monkeys. So last episode's on DoGsCast, we solved the puzzle, and so we went to a teeny tiny little island to go get Wood's weapon. It is called Paramecium. It is like a big spear that can turn into like other things sometimes, but we haven't unlocked that power yet. Gotta raise our power level. Gotta become cool. And we're like, hell yeah, we got the weapon. Well, guess we can pack up and go. Also, Calpernico was the previous wielder and was like, I was just testing you. Do. And then the fucking big bad cultists appeared, and they're cool pirate cult leader, and it was like, we're gonna fuck you up and steal your eye, and we're like, we'd like to see you fucking try, bitch. And so we were fighting, and it was cool, and we were fighting, and then it's like, oh shit, why'd everything just fucking get dark and fucking stop and fucking oh shit, that's the God Slayer, just boom 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 boom. Fucking big dick energy, fucking, oh, hi, I run this fucking town now. kills all the cultists, is like, yo, I'm about to fuck you up. And it's like, ah, shit. They're about to fuck us up. And then they fucked us up real good, but not before fucking Gem and Praxis taking the goddamn weapons and fucking Newman the fuck on out of there, because they were like, ah, shit, this bitch can break those. We don't want that. Leaving everyone else to just fight, and just it did not go well. There are many casualties, literal casualties. Monster perished. Wood was gravely injured. Baird lost an ear, and when all hope seemed lost, a mysterious figure appeared. And he was like, yo, what's up? And he gave a potion, and he was like, hey, fucking sucks, but you know, how about you, the Godslayer? You piss right off. Here's a potion to help your friend. I don't got stuff for the other one. You're gonna make history, kid, but now you're gonna, uh-oh, this never happened, bye! And then we were all sad.
Yeah. Good job. All right. Are we ready to get into it?
Listen, I had to get the comedy in now. We're about to be fucking sad for the next, 2 hours.
At this point in time, everybody has made their way back to the boat and loaded themselves on. Praxis has carried Calpurnico back to the boat and returns down to the beach one more time. She steps over to the last known location for dead cousin. Presumed dead cousin. And finds the dagger. Aeon. Picking it up. Clasping it for a moment. As she does that, the ground changes once more. From the dark black sand to the cool, gentle brown. She stuffs the dagger in a pocket, takes out one of the crossbows, and leaves it as a marker. This isn't over. Not leaving you behind. I'll still look. Stands up and walks over and spots the sword left by Captain Dalen, but the dagger. Show that. Picks up the sword, swings it around a little. Told you Malevolent Midnight, right? Sure that captain won't mind if I take you for a spin? Kinda grabs the belt and sheath that lay with it. And attaches it, sheaths the sword, and walks back to the boat. Taking one final look at the crossbow left behind. See you soon, cuz. The boat ride. Those who are injured take their rest. Recovering from what has happened. Praxis using the storm, the wind abilities, along with Calpurnico's water and wind abilities, to shorten the journey by a number of days to roughly 12 or so hours, arriving back at Gillespie. The boat making port in the north corner again, where Ryland and Day have also parked the Shepherd. Will be the first to disembark.
If no one else will, it'll be Baird. Baird will probably just stumble off the world wrecker by himself and make his way over on to the shepherd and beeline for Ryland.
Ryland immediately sees what has happened to Baird and jumps down from the helm and holds his ear. What happened? You okay?
Baird doesn't say anything. He just takes out the jacket and shakily hands it over to Ryland, making sure that Ryland sees the gash in the back of it and all the blood on it. But he doesn't say anything.
Takes it. What happened?
We failed.
What?
Ambulance is gone.
What? And Ryland, just leaving Baird on the deck, rushes off to find Mathandi.
Baird just kind of waits for everyone to come on over.
Jem very quietly walks to the boat. She's not meeting anyone's gaze. She's shaking. She hasn't stopped shaking, and you can just see the look of guilt on her face. She's completely silent. She was wailing on the way here, and now there's just nothing.
Wood, who is the last person to get off the world record, kind of just shares a look with Azure and Luna. Gives them kind of a half-hearted wave goodbye, and just starts dragging his feet back to the boat. He's not saying anything, he's not looking at anyone. He looks beyond tired at this point. The kind of tired that sleep doesn't fix. I can't place my token on the ship.
There you go.
Thank you.
There goes the
Go.
boat. Everyone drowns.
There we go. Okay. That was weird.
Baird probably notices Day sitting there. Probably just nods at them, but doesn't really say anything. He kind of assumes that they heard.
Yeah.
But he kind of looks around to see where everyone else is.
Day kind of pops up the hood and stares off. After a while, news begins to spread around. And Benoa brings the rest of the group over. And allows them to do some work.
Lucio will just make his way on, but not saying.
Cece rushes over, sprinting, and she looks like she's about to say something, to yell something, but sees the look on Baird, Wood, and Jem's face and just gets quiet. You three. Is there anything I can do right now? Or do you need to just... Yeah.
Baird probably just walks to his room and says nothing to no one. And just gets away from everyone for a bit.
What? Jem? Jem tries to say something, but it's just a... It comes out as a squeak and she walks away.
Wood kind of just buries his hands in his face and walks to the opposite end of the boat. Probably just looking out at the horizon.
That's fair. I'll need
Orleth probably looks between Cece and Callisto, and you can notice his skin go dull, and in the blackened parts turn even more blackened. And he just looks almost blue, but it's just a deep, just not, doesn't say anything, just looks at the ground.
Are you alright?
Since I can't hold back my emotions anymore, I guess my body will react to others around me. God, something. I knew something like this was gonna happen. I knew it.
You
No,
can't just say that! No one could have predicted this, not like this! She bites her fist.
Nothing we can do.
This is fucked. I knew I should have gone on this fucking mission. I knew I should have. Fuck!
I think the best thing we can do right now is let everyone have their moment.
I'm having a fucking moment right now. I'm fine. Fuck.
I can't imagine what Baird and Wood are feeling right now. That was their best friend.
Callisto kind of has just like a bit of a guilty look on his face. Just kind of looking down at the ground, not sure what to say, but just nods when Torlif says that. I can only imagine.
There's nothing we can do. It's infuriating. My blood is boiling. I feel like I need to do something, but there's nothing I can do. Fuck! Sorry, just... And she's just kind of pulling at her hair at this point. Kind of just filled with a lot of emotion.
Callisto, like, almost goes to, like, pull Torleth and Cece in for a hug, but then he kind of stops himself. You can tell, like, he goes in, but he kind of pushes himself back after a moment. I think we all just need our time to process this, I guess.
Right. She noticed him going in for the hug, and she does take a few deep breaths and then opens her arms up. if you need it.
Lucio goes in for the hug. We have to try and be strong for the ones who can't be. You know?
You're right. You're 100% right. We can't break now. We can't give up now. We need to keep pushing. We have to make this mean something. And we can't let them be forgotten. Not like this.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know where Ganymede is, but I should probably tell her about this as well.
Yeah.
And he'll probably go off to find her.
Yeah.
Are you going to be alright, Torleth?
I'll be fine. Death isn't a great topic for me to talk about.
I
So it's gonna be a while for everyone to feel okay again.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just... There's some problems you can't fix, and... Yeah. Feel better. I'm gonna...
Torlev. Oh, sorry. Torlev's just gonna give her a nod.
She goes off and is just staring off the bow of the ship, but is making looks at the captain's quarters where she knows Mathandi is, where Ryland is talking to him, and she's gripping the handrail so hard you think either her fingers or the rail itself is about to break.
After just a somber day of silence goes by, everyone mourning in their own way, the dawn shines through on a new day, and Ryland begins walking through the cabins. Alright, everybody. We're doing a funeral. Meet us at the Paulazan Temple. See you soon. Everyone slowly begins to filter in the large main chamber. Taking seats among the gentle stonework. Ryland hangs toward the front. Ganymede taking a... I assume you know Ganymede.
Yeah.
Praxis taking a seat in the front, Analai as well. Onyx taking a seat in the far back. Along with Day. is not looking up very often from beneath their hood.
Oh, but Noah's in there too.
Noah's kind of off the side watching. The priests who are present make their way over as well. Stand among front. As there is no body, there is no casket to be buried. Simply an altar placed with a few of Kalonsta's belongings that they had. Silence hangs over everybody for a while. Yeah. Until Praxis walks up the front. Takes a deep breath. First off, they're not dead. They're not. I know it. We're all sitting here acting like they're gone. Not a chance in that they are. Silently looking down for a bit. But they were. Who'd know what they want us to say? Or if they would even want this. Elonsta always believes they would never die. Neither did I. Even when we were just kids and they came to live with us. We always walked with that swagger. You know. Never say die. Never give out swagger. Their parents died when we were 8. Never found out why, but it always seemed safe to assume it was Mortism. Used to get in a lot of trouble. We never really made it easy to try and rein us in. We always believed we'd never face fate ourselves. Used to climb the Tower of Soaring Winds just because we could. Once we got here, we started to get distant. Elonsta had Baird and Wood. I had Annalai and Alira. Just stopped causing mischief together. Past months, it'd been as if we had never seen eye to eye at all. I remember the night in the desert when they had the knife. Praxis pulls out Dayon, holds it in her hand. Like someone, something else looking back at me. Should have done something then. Now I'm gonna find a way to get you back. And Praxis throws the knife on the table and just walks out. An uncomfortable air sits among the room once more. After a few minutes, Ryland steps up, Loss and I certainly aren't strangers. I've lost my father, Baird's father, mother, our home. But it's never stung like this. Ryland is still holding the jacket given by Baird. This slash, the stain of blood. It'll be a reminder to us all. A reminder to be careful. Have each other's backs and stand as tall as they did. A reminder that sometimes we may need to run. A reminder that as much as we want to put things back together, it can never be the same. Ryland begins putting the jacket on. So we move forward. Stand tall as ever, facing fate as it deals its cards. They're out there. Show them that we can become gods like they wanted to. I stand and promise you, as long as I breathe, I won't let this happen again. Godslayer ever comes knocking, or whatever fiend comes next. Stand tall with you. Face fate before I let any more of you suffer. Ryland looks as if he wants to say more, but doesn't have anything. Walks off to sit with Baird. Time passes again, and at this point, Andrew makes the way up. Not up here to pretend that I knew Taylonster, because I did not know them well. But I do owe them a great debt. Without them, the rest of you, my mother would not be alive today. As a champion of Ferris and a servant of Aldos, I vow that your seat among the Ogren Vai will be waiting for you upon your arrival. Kind of presses a gentle hand on the altar. Andrew's going to walk off for a short bit and return, walking Scrungus in, and have them stand together at the altar.
This is the first time that I'm going to assume at least half of the boat has seen Scrungus. And the other half have only caught just about fleeting glimpses of him. But it's clear at a quick glance that after his initial fight with the Godslayer, that Scrungus has donned a mask now over his face after suffering such grievous injuries. Without so much as a word or any acknowledgement of anyone in the room, Scrungus approaches the front, a low rumbly growl under his breath, and he closes his eyes, bowing his head for a moment of almost uncomfortable silence. He doesn't say anything at first, only letting out an almost pained groan when he looks away for the briefest of moments to catch Andrew's gaze. Eventually, he turns to stare down the rest of the room.
Baldur, tell me, when someone you fight with die, you pay respect.
He turns back to face Talon's memorial and lets out another very pained-sounding groan.
Sorry.
With nothing else left to say, Strungus trudges off, outright refusing to interact with just about anyone else.
Andrew composes himself and, after having Strungus pay respect, goes to finish the rest of his speech. Our bonds are fresh, our wounds fresher. Darkness will surely fall upon us more in our pursuit of our lofty goals. Death will linger on our road, and the Reaper will surely walk in tow. Though even during our darkest moments, warriors shall hold a torch for us. We will brighten each other's way and keep the light. We will leave no stone unturned. And makes Thaldas's symbol, which is a mix of a cross and a pickaxe held to the side. Almost like a shield and a sword as well. Bows and goes to sit.
I'm going to say that there's another period of mourning silence until Wood starts shuffling towards the front of the memorial. He looks absolutely disheveled. His outfit, eye patch now missing, is in complete and utter disarray, and he looks completely and totally deprived of sleep. As he gets to the front, he slowly reaches for the divine manuscript of heroic justice, flips to a series of pages he had bookmarked, and ever so gently rips them out, placing them in Talon's memorial. As he tries to speak, there's a very defeated sound that comes out of his mouth, but inevitably he says something. One of my closest friends is gone. And I don't even understand why. He slowly and half-heartedly turns away from everyone, staring in complete silence where he'd placed his scrawlings. The words Talon's Burrow etched at the top of the paper. Talon's always used to listen when I told them my stories. But those are just make-believe. This is... And as he tries to finish his speech, he starts to choke up. This is real. He takes a shaky breath in, tears forming in his eyes and falling onto the scriptures. Goodbye, Talonsta. I'll miss you. With his hands deeply shoved into his pockets and his eyes focused directly on the floor as he tries to hold back tears, Wood shuffles away, keeping his distance from the rest of the shepherd's crew.
Not long after Wood sits down Baird starts to approach the front. He walks with a bit of a sore foot, going up to the front. There's a wincing in his face, a deep-seated pain, his eyes very black and still. He stops for a moment, holding his breath as if to pretend he wasn't here right now and wasn't in this very position. He shakily turns to everyone, letting out a very sharp exhale as he does. He takes out a crumpled parchment out of his jacket pocket. It's pretty long. His hands shake as he reads. But before he starts to read, he kind of looks everyone over. And kind of pats his chest. I got dressed up for today. I figured Taylonsta would, want me to look my best, despite everything that's happened. Kind of laughs a bit at himself. I think I look pretty good. He gives a bit of an awkward smile as he glances everyone over again, but he sees that no one's returning it. And when he sees that no one's returning it, his face kind of drops again, and he clears his throat. It's hard for me to express my feelings like this. It's very hard to really get to the point of what this feels like and how to smartly look at this so that we can move forward. I'm sure some of you don't even think I can do that. I just lost my best friend of 10 years. And in that 10 years, I've learned so much and so little at the same time. Taylonsta was someone that I knew believed in me, my history and my strengths, when it seemed like no one else did. Taylonsta was a bit rough around the edges, sure, but Taylonsta had a fire, a sense of self, a passion for something greater, a bigger power, a divine seat at the table. I think that's something we should all learn from. Zay had that before I think any of us really even thought about it. He looks down for a minute. Not a lot of people know this, but Taylonsta was one of the first people that helped me realize I was gay. One of the first people I even told. I knew I was trans at a young age, but it took me a while to realize that I was only attracted to men. He laughs a bit. I remember. He drifts off for a moment, this being one of the only times he looks somewhere other than his paper or the floor ever since his speech starts. I remember being so overwhelmed when I first caught feelings for a boy for the first time. And they were just like, cheers, bro, I'll drink to that. Even just knowing I wasn't alone in that was enough. Sitting in that comfort. They helped me figure out that part of myself, in a way. Shared experience, I guess. Even just a, hey, I see you. I see you. That's all we ever really needed. He tries to smile, but he grips the paper tighter. He huffs a bit and starts breathing heavily through open teeth. It's clear that even just breathing hurts, as deep as he's breathing. It's impossible for this to not be personal. I feel like not only is Taylonsta gone, but some other parts of our souls may have gone with them. And I have no damn clue where that is. The void, or some space vacuum or whatever. Beyond reach. You can tell he's starting to get angry, but he tries to suppress it. The thing that sucks, that really sucks, is that some of you have the nerve to speak bullshit about Zem that you, yourself, don't even believe or know. Not a lot of you really gave Taylonsta a chance. Not a lot of you stopped in to talk to Zem. Something more than just a superficial, hey, what are you up to even say hi. And you have the nerve to come up here and spill your regrets. None of us knew Zem. Maybe I didn't really even know Zem either. We failed. I could have done so much better. All my life I've been told I'm stupid, but I've never felt more idiotic than when I watched Zem go and wreak havoc on the Godslayer and then all of a sudden see nothing left. I may not know much, but I do know that Zay may have given more of a shit than you all might realize. You may not see it, but I don't forget what I swear to remember. He breathes in for a moment, trying to bring himself down. He doesn't really raise his voice or anything, but it's clear that this hurts him in a multitude of ways. It's not really directed at anyone in particular. But he thinks not just of the people that disregarded Taylonsta, but also the people that disregard him still. Taylonsta had a sense of guts that none of us, including myself, will never have. I will never forget that I couldn't save them. And maybe the blood is also on the hands that never extended their love in the first place. And maybe, just maybe, to die at the hands of the Godslayer means that maybe Zay were a god just waiting for their time. So, thank you, Taylonsta. My sibling in arms, my friend. You made me one angry son of a bitch. And it doesn't matter if I'm dumb, or short, or weak. You gave me that. I'm not an atheist, because I'm going to become the god that Taylonsta always wanted me to be. Baird goes to walk away from the altar, but his walk is much slower than he intends it to be. As he moves, his speech parchment is left floating behind him as he goes, kind of drifting in the wind. When it hits the ground, it's clear that the scribbles of writing are not in a common language. They might be in Covenant, or possibly something else. As he moves towards the back, something else also falls out of his pocket, and it makes a large metallic sound when it hits the ground. Anyone who turns their head towards the sound sees a small golden box fall out of Baird's pocket. When it hits the ground, it nudges a small key on the side of it, which produces a small mechanical melody for a split second. Baird is quick enough to muffle the noise and shove it back into his pocket before hobbling away. Goes back to sit with Ryland.
The remainder of the melody hangs in the air. Leftover words that weren't spoken. Mathandi finally goes to rise and kneels in front of the altar. A cool breeze blowing through the temple. A lost feather flying from somewhere unknown billows its way onto the altar. This moment he seems larger than life. An air around him swells. He begins his speech. My words cannot be processed alone. My grief cannot be explained on its own. For my love is overbearing. My heart struck by thorns. Gracious Palazan in the sky, let their image never haunt me. May their ghost only come to me in rapture. May my suffering only be a testament, my devotion and care. Grant me the joy of seeing them again. May be only a matter of time and place. I wish to go home. Let me go home. As above, so below. This prayer, called the words of unimaginable, are ones that today come to us like an old friend. Words that walk with us like a revenant once more in the light of day. I promised you would become gods, I failed, Talonster. Doubt will surely sow among you, though I beseech your forgiveness. Our trials will be fraught by phantoms unthinkable. This path will lead you to the very ends of Velstrana itself. I make you this promise once more today in the light of their house. In the fragmented memory of their life shall be your destiny to become gods. For us, when we stand at their helm, when we sit upon their throne, when we walk their trodden ruts, we shall do so with vigor long departed from their celestial bones. My father failed you and did not guide us through the night. However, when we become the gods, no more will wraiths like the Godslayer haunt the hallowed grounds we will once walked. There is a rapture to come. A glorious cleanse of disease, violence, death. Once we become the gods, we will deliver utopia upon the blighted soil and restore mercy to these lands. The once benevolent gods now feed us vitriol and brimstone, to which we must forsake. Prepare to bathe in our transcendent grace yet to come. Another breeze rings through. We live and breathe together. And we will see each other once again. The impact of their life on mine cannot ever be equally matched. Glory be to Polizan. Grants them eternal peace. May the feast at his table be plentiful. May your sleep be undisturbed. The memory remains intact. They may never be truly, forever gone. Mathandi goes into a deeper prayer pose and remains there, silent, as the ceremony comes to a close. Everyone able to spread out in their own way and figure out what to do with themselves now.
Time, Torleth was just sobbing. In general, I guess. It was just at any speech, any broken moment in anyone's speech, just anything. It just seemed like his body would change in color. Usually something gray, dark out, and now his skin is just a dull gray. And he kind of composes himself, his tears still littering his face, kind of, but he's not crying anymore. He just looks exhausted, and he goes up to Wood. Hey, how you doing?
I don't know anymore, Torleth. I don't know what to feel right now.
It's understandable. I can't imagine how you're feeling. I'm so sorry.
Thank you, Torleth. That's very kind of you to say.
Death I keep saying it over and over again, but death has been a concept for me. One moment, they're there, and for some reason, they're not. For why, we don't know. It's... I just... I don't want this to happen to any more of us. Sometimes I feel like it's going to. I just don't want to happen to you or Callisto or CC, anyone. I just want us to be okay. I just want us to be kids again. I don't want this to happen anymore. I don't want to feel like this. We shouldn't have to feel like this.
Wood very, very slowly and with a fair amount of hair in his movements just kind of places a hand on Torleth's shoulder. I don't know what to say, Torleth, but I'm sorry that death hasn't been kind to you.
He hasn't been kind to you either. You just lost your best friend.
I know. Gods, I feel so empty. I guess I've taken some time to sit down and read about how other cultures deal with death. And please, stop me if I'm overstepping my boundaries. But how is it that the Deridra deal with those who die?
Torleth's eyes kind of widen, his skin almost brightening up for a moment, but only to turn a more ugly blue. Death is never the end. I think that's something for a lot of cultures, but death is never the end. They are out there. Wherever they may be, they're waiting for you.
That's very reassuring, Torleth. Thank you.
Torleth kind of looks at the ground for a moment, but quickly gives Wood a hug. A tight one at that. Promise me, none of this will ever happen again. Not with me. Not you. No one.
Wood is very, very quiet for a very, very long time. But Torleth, you can probably feel that he's starting to cry again into your shoulder. I promise.
After a moment, Torleth slowly lets go and puts a hand on his shoulder. It'll be good for you if you talk to others. Don't go off on your own, please.
Yeah. I won't.
Thank you, Wood. It's always great to talk with you, no matter what the situation.
I appreciate that a lot, Torleth. Thanks.
Torleth's skin brightens up even a little bit more, gives him a quick smile, and lets him walk off.
As Wood starts walking off, he kind of turns back to face Torleth as he's walking away. And it sounds like his breath catches in his throat for a moment. But he stops, kind of just places a hand over his face, and walks off.
Callisto, I keep doing that, I'm sorry. Callisto this whole time has probably just been pretty quiet. Probably sitting with Ganymede for a good amount of time, not really saying much to her, but kind of just sitting in comfort with her. Until he probably turns around and notices Cece isn't that far from him. And walks up to her. I was gonna go get some air if you wanted to come with me.
Yeah, that sounds good. She's very, very clearly holding back tears, biting her bottom lip. Just give me one moment. Do something.
And Callisto can clearly see that. Yeah, just take your time. Take whatever time you need.
She goes up to the altar, pulls out an intricately carved wooden dagger that she made, and leaves it there. She looks at Mathandi for a moment, considers saying something, but thinks better, and runs back to Callisto. Fuck.
You need to let anything out. Tears or anything. You don't want to show everyone. Cry here. Too. I'm assuming they're kind of away from everyone, maybe like out in this thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Fuck, Callisto, And she puts her hands on his shoulders. It's gonna be okay. You know that, right? I'm not gonna let this happen to you.
Callisto has a very, like, blank look on his face, almost uncharacteristic of him. Have just absolutely no expression, but he nods. I know.
We're gonna be strong. We're gonna make things better together, right?
He breathes. He has something he wants to say, but he's very clearly holding it back. It's clear that there's something else on his mind, but he's just trying to suppress it.
Hey.
He gives a nod. Yeah.
You can say it. This is just us right now. I'm not even acting the way I normally do. What's up?
Cece, this isn't right. This isn't right. This shouldn't have happened. At all. Does nothing about this rub you the wrong way?
It does, actually. This whole thing is so bitter. It's... But no matter how wrong it is, no matter how much we change it, it happened. And we need to make sure next time is different.
There shouldn't be a next time, Cece. That's the thing. Shouldn't be a next time. We shouldn't have to be debating how we're gonna handle the next funeral among all of us.
That's not what I meant. It's not gonna be any more funerals. We're gonna be stronger. We can't give up now. If we give up, what will this have all been for? I didn't know Talon still well. I regret that more than I ever will be able to say, but I can't let their death be in vain. I can't let the hurt that everyone has been going through mean nothing. Heroes help people, don't they? I'm sorry.
Okay. I just don't think I'm there yet. I don't think I'm on the wavelength of, this will get better because we're gonna be the gods. I don't think I'm there yet.
That's okay.
I just don't see how that's the solution.
Being a god, if I'm honest, I don't understand it myself. But if I have all that power, if I can make so many people's lives better, it'll have meant something. And you don't have to understand it. Maybe it'll take a while for you to, but as long as you're here, we're gonna look out for each other, right? I'm not gonna let anything... I'm not gonna lose you, Callisto. Okay?
Callisto takes her hands and holds them in his. I may not understand, but I'm here for you. Okay?
And I'm here for you. She smiles and hugs him.
He reciprocates. As he hugs, he kind of pulls his hands almost into fists. It's pretty obvious that he's still kind of angry a bit. But he, like, as before, he's trying really hard to just calm down and be there for her and, try to at least come to a semi-understanding. But he's just not get it. He just can't get it right now. But he nods and tries his best.
She smiles. Hey, Blueberry Dog.
Been a while since I heard that one.
Oh, I thought I'd bring it back. Hit me. Hard as you can.
Absolutely not.
Listen. You think you can hide how you're feeling from me? You need to let that out.
He looks, I'm assuming there's a door there, probably with a window on it. And I'm assuming that he probably has a very, like, direct line of sight vision of Mathandi kneeling at the altar.
Yeah.
And he just looks through the window with very wide eyes and then back at Cece, but doesn't say anything.
Come on. You want to let it out somehow, right? I can take it. I'm not even wearing my armor. I'm in a suit, so you won't have to worry about hurting your hands.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
It won't hurt. I'm fine. I'm always fine.
He gives a very, like, lighthearted, very weak punch to her shoulder. I'm tired, okay?
I get you. Do you want to go back in? You don't have to.
I might just need a moment to breathe by myself for a minute, if that's okay.
Yeah. Find me when you're done, alright?
I will.
We'll do something positive after this. Whatever you want to do. Promise.
Find something.
She walks back into the room, kinda. Mingle isn't really the word for it, but just sort of stand there, you know.
Callisto stays in that hallway and probably just falls back against the wall and slides down it until he's crouched basically in the corner. Just like head in hands, sitting there for a moment.
Genevieve has been sitting next to Ganymede, shaking. She's been doing her best not to look at anyone. Her face is still ridden with guilt, and she's been holding herself together. The only thing that hasn't been keeping her together, that she hasn't been holding on to, is her hand, one of them which has been tightly held to Ganymede's. But after breathing for a moment, she softens the grip and lets go. I'll be back later.
Oh. No, you want to talk to them.
She nods, walks up to the altar, places a single flower, and then walks up to Wood. Can I speak to you and Baird for a moment?
Wood seems like he's been completely and totally lost in thought up until this point. You see, like, kind of a expression of acknowledgement kind of spread across his face. Like, he can hear you, but he doesn't do anything at first. Until he kind of just silently nods and follows after you.
Baird has kind of been sitting by a window, and he keeps looking back and forth out the window and then back at Mathandi, and he just, like, has been doing that ever since the funeral ended. Not really saying anything to anyone, but he will look at you guys when you guys walk up to him, but he kind of just gives you, like, his one ear perks up as he turns to look at you both.
I wanted to talk to you guys. I know I said this before, but I'm sorry.
What exactly?
I keep replaying everything in my head, and I wish I could have done more. And everything you said, Baird, you were right. Talonsta and I never really saw eye to eye, and they didn't deserve this. And I'm sorry. I can't apologize to Sam now. But I want to make things right. I both of you, I want to be here for you. I want to make things right with both of you because gods, I can't. I'm sorry. And she's shaking again, clutching herself, just staring at the ground.
I mean, you did what you had to do. I mean, saved the weapons. That means anything. And if you didn't do that, then all of this would have been for nothing.
Yeah, what Barrett said. Our entire... I'm sorry, I don't have it in me. You know what I mean.
I do.
The point is that, you know, it was... And he kind of is trying so hard to phrase this in a way that doesn't make him sound like an asshole. You know, I'm not saying that there are pros and cons to this, but we have to at least try to look up moving forward, I guess. The weapons were safe. Still more to get. Reactum is fixed. You have paramecium, and he looks at Wood. You know, we're gonna be fine. And you can tell when he says that he doesn't even believe that himself. But he tries very hard to at least fake a smile. We're gonna be fine. Right?
Stop. I really don't want to hear about being fine right now.
Jared kind of just looks at the ground and doesn't say anything.
You don't have to be fine. None of us are fine. We're broken, shattered, haunted. You think you hit rock bottom, but you keep sinking. I can't just say that things are fine, but that's why I want to be here for you two. Things aren't fine right now. No matter how much we smile and pretend it will be and that it is, it's scary, unknowable. I'm not Talonsta. I wasn't close to Sam. And I could never really understand how you two are feeling, but we're all gonna... I'm gonna be here for you two.
I'm not Zem. I can never be, but I can be Genevieve. And I can be here for two people that I genuinely do consider friends, if you're willing to feel the same way.
Wood turns to face Genevieve and kind of just bows his head. Thanks. I appreciate it, Genevieve. We'll talk more about this later. I need to think.
Of course. Take all the time you need. You know where to find me.
Again, as he starts walking away, he turns back to face Baird and Jem for a second. And he kind of gets like a almost panicked look across his face just for a quick moment. Like he saw something. Shakes his head and then kind of gives him a very half-hearted wave as he starts making his way towards the other end of the room.
Baird kind of just watches him go, and then turns to Genevieve. Both just gonna need some time, I think.
I know. Maybe later you could tell me some stories about Zem?
He kind of perks up a little bit. Yeah, I can probably talk your ears off about Zem if I wanted to. He goes to stand up. He's a little wobbly when he does.
Jem actually reaches out to support him.
He takes, I'm assuming, Jem's arm for a moment, but then quickly takes his hand away because he knows that she doesn't like it.
That's
Thank
okay.
you. Will you just do me a favor?
Yeah.
He gets a little close when he says this, not like uncomfortably close, but he kind of gets like eye level with her. If you see anything strange, tell me, please.
Of course, but what do you mean by strange?
He is looking for the words, but he just doesn't have them. You'll know it if you see it. When you hear the song. Hear the song, tell me. You'll know it when you hear it.
I will. I promise.
Thank you.
Go take some time.
Too.
She carefully walks back over to Ganymede and just silently sits down and takes her hand again.
Ganymede nod. After watching Wood settle in for a moment, Andrew begins walking over and waves Baird as well, and sits beside Wood and Baird. Moment of your time, young valiants?
Oh, hi, Captain Andrew. Yeah, sure. What's up?
Andrew, looking you over, pulls out like a little pocket handkerchief, starts like motions about like wiping some of the dirt off your faces, and offers to help. There was more to the fight, the Godslayer, wasn't there? You walk with a heavier weight than just the scars.
I just don't understand. The last thing I remember is defeating the Godslayer. What happened to Talonsta?
Now that's not something that I have much knowledge over. The one who might have a little bit of knowledge about that for you would, my guess, be Atlas. Known him for some time. Known that Palace once wielded that blade that your friend wielded. What happened? Do you know anything?
It feels like... I can't quite describe it. Like I'm constantly waking from the last few seconds of a dream, trying to recall what happened before I woke up, over and over again. But I'll... Orla said I should reach out to someone and try to speak with them about everything that's happened. I'm not sure how much help he'll be, but maybe Atlas has some kind of answer.
Atlas and I are no strangers to the loss of those in the line of battle. For me, I know that the battles stay with us much longer than the end. We see the faces of those we fought with, those we killed. But in the militia, we carry our victory as much as we can. Though there was a heavy loss, you may still look upon the fact that you felled the Godslayer. A feat that none have surmounted so far. It may not feel it, and it may never feel like it. But you are heroes. Whether this gives you clarity or a deeper burden is up to you. I've known many heroes.
Feels... No, it's fine. It feels like a hollow victory. Losing Talonsta is... And you can start to see that he's getting choked up again. I'm sorry. It's a lot to deal with. I don't think I'm ever really going to completely get over losing them. But I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
We carry our grief on our backs. It's a deep burden. Each day, each moment, it weighs upon our every step. One day, we'll all begin to notice that it gets a little bit lighter. We take their memory and we carry it through the dark. We make them proud, and we show them who we are. Who are you going to be? You don't need this answer now. This is one for yourselves. We can let our losses drag us down, pull us under, or we can let their memory define us, drive us to be what they would want us to be. Lost many friends, and the best advice I can give you, as I've said, make them proud.
Thank you, Captain Andrew. I promise I'll take these words to heart.
Andrew cleans your face off. Cleans Baird's, fixes your hair a little bit. And then kind of opens part of his armor, showing a large scar. These scars that we carry, they remind us of what we fought for. They show us the way to become stronger, and they guide us. Each scar can be seen as a loss or as a change. We get hit, we get back up, and we let ourselves heal. Walk with them with pride. Puts the armor back together. Pats you on. If you need anything, I'll be here.
Thank you again, Captain Andrew. I feel like I've learned a great deal from this interaction.
Always learning. Leave no stone unturned. Andrew walks away. If anybody has anything else, or anyone else they'd like to speak to.
Baird probably just goes back over to Mathandi, not to really talk, but just to... Not Mathandi, Ryland, I apologize. Goes back to Ryland, doesn't really say much to him, it just goes back to sit with him and, you know, comfort his brother.
CC does something similar, just if Callisto doesn't come back for a while, she just goes to stand with Mathandi.
Doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't pray, but she sort of, you know, she's quiet in a respectful manner when normally she'd just be like, God, get me out of here. I'm in church. She's quiet, somber, and respectful.
Wood probably goes back over to check in on Toraleth after trying to regain his bearings and just kind of keeps him company.
After a time of silence, Praxis storms back in, heading to the altar and grabbing the knife. Taking this back. If anyone's got to know what this thing does, it's Atlas. This thing killed Taylonsta. I'm gonna find out what happened. We all saw what happened when Belladonna died. Something changed. Soul went somewhere other. I'm gonna find out where. You wanna come with me? Come with me. Otherwise, don't get in my way.
I'll help.
Callisto probably
Least I
comes
can
back
do.
in. Kind of just stands with Praxis. Gives her a nod.
Alright. Rylan, get this boat going.
We're leaving now?
Soon.
Time to waste, I guess.
Mourning's for the dead and they're not gone.
Lead the way.
Praxis storms back to the boat.
Cece follows.
Callisto does as well.
Orla probably looks over to Wood. You should find out what happened.
I will. I promise.
Torleth gives him a nod and a pat on the shoulder.
Jem looks at Ganymede.
Am I weak for needing more time?
Never.
Thank you.
I'm assuming that, like, Wood is kind of walking. As Wood passes Baird, he kind of just holds his hand out to stop him for just a moment as he's walking. Say hi to Atlas for me, will ya?
Yeah. Yeah, I will, Baird.
Stay safe.
Wood leaves.
The rest of the group filters out over time. Day carrying Onyx,
How's Onyx doing?
not speaking. Among the two of them sitting in the back, you heard Day speak the most. Before leaving, Mathandi speaks with the priests. Not much is heard, but you see that there is an exchange. Before Mathandi leaves. Disappears back into the cabin. Praxis insisting to take the helm. Sending Ryland off at this point. Letting the last remaining filter back on the boat. Yummy meat. Our great shepherd takes its leave of the port, heads for the coastline, following off to Zada. bearing any final interactions, this will close out our session.
I'm all set. Thank you, Lynn. Alright, is that it?
That's it.
Alright.
It's quiet uptown. Don't even get me started on It's Quiet Uptown, bro.
I'll start singing it right the fuck now. Don't tell me.
No!
I'm feeling emotions.
Alright. Thank you everyone for joining us. Sorry for a little down session. But thank you for joining us. We'll be back again next week to see what's going on in Zada with Atlas. We'll be following a party there, and we will figure out where we're going next. Thank you for joining us, and for now, we are going to raid somebody. Who are we raiding?
Experience.
Oh, that's
Formerly
Casper.
known as Casper.
Yes. All right. They're playing D&D, right?
They're playing Welcome to Nexus.
Oh, nice. All right. So we're gonna go raid another tabletop live show. Thank you for joining us. Please go send Casper and their crew some love. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you next week. Thank you all so much.
See y'all later. Boy, this is gonna be weird to recap in the funny way I normally do.
Yeah. Woo! All right. Thank you all so much. Have a good night and stay safe. We love you all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.